Loops in Python, as we know, if you want to repeat any task or any statement or any instruction whole number of times, we use the term loops in programming environment. So we have while and for loop in Python. The while loop, look at the syntax of while loop. While test expression colon body of while. Body of while, we can have one statement or we can have group of statements. Check the test expression first. If the text expression is true, then only you enter into the body of while loop and all the statements in body of while loop will be executed. And after executing all the statements in body of while loop, you will be back to test expression. If test expression is true again, and again you enter into the body of while loop, and this process continues until the test expression evaluates to false. And the body starts with indentation. You need to follow indentation rules once you are working with anything in Python. Look at this flowchart clearly. You check the test expression, that is condition. If it is true, you enter into the body of while loop. As I told you, we can have one or more statements in body of while loop. After executing all the statements in body of while loop, it will be back to test expression. If it is true, again you enter into body of while loop, and this process will be repeated till the test expression evaluates to false. Once it is false, you exit the loop. You just come out of the loop, not out of the program. And what if initially the test expression is false? If the very first condition itself it is false, there is no question of entering into body of while loop. That is to be noted down. So first the condition is checked. If the condition is false and the loop is terminated. Look at the simple program here. We have variable count is equal to 0. What is the condition? Count less than 9. And look at the indentation, the spaces. Look at that print count is equal to count plus 1. Those two statements comes under the body of the while loop. Look at the last print goodbye, that print indentation. The indentation clearly shows what are the statements comes inside and what is the statement is outside. The print goodbye is outside the loop. It is outside the loop. It doesn't come under the body of while loop because of indentation. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines in the program. The first line is count 0, second line is count less than 9 condition, third line print the count, and fourth line count is equal to count plus 1, and print goodbye is line number 5. So only those two statements, line number 3 and 4, comes inside the while loop, body of loop. That indentation is very important in Python. So loop is started here with 0 and ended at 9 because less than 8. Less than 9 is 8. And after completing all the statements, the control comes to the next statement. The print goodbye has nothing to do with the while loop. Yeah, look at this program. NUM is equal to 1. Look at the comments. Loop will repeat itself as long as NUM less than 10 remains true. Of course, the condition is NUM less than 10. Print NUM is equal to NUM plus 3. So plus 3. Yeah, of course, you started with 1. 1 less than 10 is true. Go inside. We have two statements inside the loop. Print num is equal to num plus 3. So once the condition is true, num is printed, 1 is printed, and num is equal to num plus 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. Back to condition, 4 less than 10, true. Go inside, print num, 4 will be printed, and num is equal to num plus 3. 4 plus 3 is 7. And again back to condition, num less than 10, 10 less than 10 is false. You just come out of the loop. And look at infinite while loop. So while true, print hello. Look at that example 1 clearly. While true, print hello. So the true is always true. Hello will be indefinitely printed because the condition never becomes false. And even in second example, num is equal to 1 while num less than 5, print num. In this also the problem is num is 1, num less than 5, 1 less than 5 is true, print num. 1 will be printed, and back to loop again. Again 1 less than 5, true, print num. 1 will be printed indefinitely. So what is important is you just observe the first one on the top, num is equal to num plus 3. You need to use that. Either increment or decrement, we used to use it to come out of the loop, because you just come out of the loop only once the condition becomes false. So we can have one while loop inside another, that is what you call nesting. How do you identify the nesting? That is again the same thing, indentation. Look at I less than 4, the first while loop, which is your outer while loop, and inside while j less than 8 is your inner while loop. I initial value 1 and j initial value 5. So we start with 1. 1 less than 4 is true, go inside. Go inside, we have another while loop, j less than 8, 5 less than 8 is true, print I and j. So 1 and 5 are printed. J is incremented by 1 and I is incremented by 1. So I is 2 and j is 6 now. Is 2 less than 8? J less than 8, right? So j is 6, 6 less than 8 is true. So again 2 and 6 are printed, and now I is 3 and j is 7, and 7 less than 8 is true, and I becomes 4 and j is 8. So 8 less than 8 is false, and 4 less than 4 is also false. You try to make some changes. You just make some changes in the program by following indentation. So we can use else. The else block is always optional. It executes only after the loop finishes the execution. Look at the simple program. Num is equal to 10, num greater than 6, num is equal to num minus 1. So it is 10, 9, 8 and 7. After the loop is completed, you get a message loop is finished. So even without using else also, you just put the print statement and moving left, you will get it, because it doesn't come under the loop. So we have few simple programs with break, continue and etc. You just go through and try yourself. So we have while loop, for loop and nested loops in Python. And for loop executes a sequence of statements. We'll see the for loop in the coming session now. And while loop and repeats a statement or group of statements until the condition is false. So we have three loop control statements: break and continue and pass. Yeah, the pass statement in Python is used when a statement is required syntactically, but you do not want any command or code to execute. If in these situations, if we won't use pass, you get an error. So we'll see all these things with simple examples, one after one. So look at the syntax of for loop. For VAL in sequence, VAL is a variable, and body of for loop, as usual we can have one or more number of statements. The loop continues until we reach the last item in the sequence, and again you need to follow indentation. So for each item in sequence till the last item is reached. If the last item is reached, yes, you just exit loop. If it is no, go to body of loop and execute all the statements and repeat this process till you reach the last item in the sequence. Let's see a simple program. We have a list of numbers 1, 2, 4, 6, 11, 20. All are separated by commas and placed within square brackets. Don't worry about what is list, what is tuple, what is dictionary. We'll be discussing in coming chapters in Python. At this point of time, for the demonstration of for loop, we are using few here. So we have a list 1, 2, 4, 6, 11, 20, and variable is numbers. For VAL in numbers, and SQ is equal to VAL multiplied by VAL and print SQ. Very simple. The first one is 1. So VAL in numbers means it takes first 1 and then 2 and then 4, then 6, then 11 and 20. 20 is your last item in the sequence. So 1 multiplied by 1 assigned to SQ, print SQ. So you are printing the squares of all the numbers present in the list, and you need to execute this program using proper indentation. So we have function range in Python. The range generates a set of whole numbers starting from 0 to n minus 1. Look at a simple example. Range of 8 is nothing but 0 to 7. So range within brackets n, only one parameter. If I use two parameters, the first one is start and the second one is stop. Range 5, 9 is nothing but 5, 6, 7 and 8. And the third, a range with three parameters: start, stop and step size. Look at the example. 1, 10, 2 is nothing but 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 2, 7 and 7 plus 2, 9. So this is a program to calculate and display sum of first 5 natural numbers. 5 natural numbers. Sum is equal to 0, and for VAL in range 1 comma 6, 1 comma 6 means 1 to 5. So when VAL is 1, 1 is added to SUM, that is sum is equal to 0 plus 1. You just put it steps clearly. So VAL 1, sum is equal to sum plus VAL, that is 0 plus 1. VAL 2, sum is equal to sum plus VAL. And VAL 3, VAL 4 and VAL 5. So you are adding all the sum. And look at the indentation again. After for loop, how many statements we have? We have sum is equal to sum plus VAL, only one statement in the body of for loop. Print sum. Print sum is not inside the for loop. That is what your indentation. Print sum is outside the for loop. After adding all the elements, you need to print the sum. So we can have for loop with else block. Yeah, why else? That is always why else. As soon as the for loop is over, and the statement after else will be completed. So for VAL in range 5, 5 means 0 to 4. So you just observe one thing. Look at two prints in the same column. You do one thing while doing in execution programming lab. You just remove else and you move that print, last print, and let it be in the column with for loop. So even it works. Even it works if you remove else and you move the last print to the left and let it be in the same column of for loop. So nested for loop in Python, just like your nested while, we have nested for outer loop variable is num1 and inner loop variable is num2, and outer loop is range 0, 3 means 0 to 2, and inner loop range is 10 to 13. And how this works, look at the output clearly. When num1 is 0, you go inside and complete the inner for loop. Complete the inner for loop means 10, 11, 12 and 13. After completion of inner for loop, only the outer loop variable num1 will be incremented by 1. So when num1 is 0, you go inside num2, 10, 11, 12, 13. So num2 is over, back to num1, num1 is incremented, now num1 is 1, again you go inside num2 from 10 to 13 and back to num1, num1 is 2 now, and again you go inside num2, 10 to 13. Yeah, practice few simple programs in for loops. Just go through one and one. Some are with break and some are with continue, and few are with else, and check it out. The pass statement is a null operation. Nothing happens when it executes. Look at the syntax pass and look at the simple example here. For letter in Python, so how many we have? T, Y, T, H, O, N. If letter is equal to H, pass. Print, this is pass block, and print the current letter and print goodbye. Try to identify the indentation clearly. How many prints we have? 3 prints we have. The first print is in the column with pass, so it comes under that. The second print is in the column with if, and the third print has nothing to do with that. So what you get? So your current letter P, you get P, and Y, T. When it is H, pass. So how do you know pass? That's the reason why we just added a print statement, that you are at this point. This is pass block. And again, of course, go with O and N, and after completion of for loop, we get the statement print goodbye will be executed. So why do we need break and continue? Yeah, break and continue can alter the flow of a normal control of loop, any particular loop. The break statement terminates the loop whenever you use break. It just come out of the loop, or even you can use break in inner loops also. That is in nested loops. The syntax of break is just simply put break. So you see the break, once you give break after if condition, you just come out of the loop, either in for loop or in while loop. So in general we use break along with if condition. If the condition is true, then the break will be executed. So look at this program for VAL and string. If VAL is equal to I, break and print VAL. So S will be printed, and T and R when it is I, break. It means you just came out of the loop. So the continue statement is used to skip the rest of the code inside the loop for the current iteration only for that particular iteration only. look at this clearly. For VAL in string, if VAL is equal to I continue, yeah, initially S is printed and T and R. When it is I continue means you're skipping that. So when it is I, you're skipping it. I don't want I to be printed. Then use continue.